Ah, Chris, here we are.
Hey, Nick.
Another weekend, another show. Actually, were you at Synthfest?
No, we weren't at Sheffield last weekend, but we're here in full force here in Bristol this weekend.
You brought all the toys.
Brought everything along. Kitchen sink and everything. And then we packed this down at the end of Bristronica, and then I head off to Amsterdam for the Amsterdam dance event. So it's pretty hectic time, but it's all good fun.
So new launch keys, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, these have been out for a few weeks now, but it's the latest iteration of the Launchkey range, our controller keyboards, and I think they've undergone quite a bit of I'd say an upgrade really in terms of the functions and feature sets that are on there, and the ways that they're working. So it's a total redesign on here. We've got quite a lot of the range out. There are 6 pieces in the range. We've got a 37 notes. We've got 2 minis. We've got a 37 mini tucked behind these headphones. So, full 3 octaves in mini format. And then, of course, we've got the 25 note mini over there.
Yeah.
I think there's another 49 over there.
Looks like it.
Yeah, we've got 61 in the range as well, and a 25. So I think there's 6 pieces in total. So there's pretty much one for all occasions. The larger ones, the 49 and the 61, have got semi-weighted waterfall keybed action.
Right.
So, we upgraded the key mechanism in the bigger ones.
Aftertouch?
No aftertouch on the keys, but what we do have is on the pads here, we've got aftertouch and poly aftertouch available on the pads. So on the key mechanism itself, not aftertouch on the keys, but on the pads, we can still go into like poly aftertouch as well and control things. Yeah, with poly aftertouch with that. In terms of the layout, of course, we've got the keys here, but then we've got some interesting stuff at the top. Of course, we've got faders. Faders are always going to be linked directly to your DAWs volume controls, of course. We've got Ableton here, but the Launchkey is, we've got script-level high-end control for all the major DAWs. Specifically Logic, Cubase, Ableton, those are 3 that have got some really, really deep control at this point, and we're adding to that as well. So we've got really nice control. It's not just sort of Huey style, where there is Huey for those that want to use that, but
that's nice
we've got deeper stuff. Yeah. On the encoders here, there used to be pots on the previous iterations. They're now encoders. So obviously in DAW terms, that's great because there's no pot pickup required or anything
Rotaries,
like that.
right.
Yeah. That's it. Over here we've got a bit of transport control as well. The usual suspects, including things like capture MIDI, which is really nice to have on there. Undo, and then with the shift button that becomes redo too. So all the kind of nice stuff that you would expect to see here. And then of course the pads. And depending on what you're doing, the pads have got several modes. If I switch to DAW mode, now of course I haven't got any clips in here at the minute. That's Sod's Law, of course. So let's just create a couple of clips. Just put those in. And if I switch back to DAW mode here, now you see you've got your clips and you can launch them and do all the kind of launchpad style stuff over 2 rows there. But specifically with Ableton, there's a brand new kind of a little system. So I'm just going to stop all the clips here. So if I press Shift and DAW again, we go into a sequencer mode now. So let's just go to this track. If I just hit, there we go, little kick, 505 kick there. And now if I just put it on here and hit play,
you got like TR type.
Yeah, so we've now got sequencing. Let's see, it's on this one. Yeah, here it is. And then I can just hit the snare. We can get the hi-hats on here as well. Oh, he says. So we've got a bit of access into the sequencer from the pads here. So, you can just revisit, remove notes as well. You can kind of just get, pretty tasty with that. So instead of just relying on hitting the record button, you've actually got access into the sequencer.
And that's kind of like, that's the deeper integration with live, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've increased the integration into the other DAWs, but again, launch keys have always been a very strong connection with live. We've pushed into that and worked with Ableton as well to get access to the sequencer directly from the hardware, which is really a nice thing. In fact, the sequencer reminds me quite a lot of the way that the circuit sequencer is kind of configured. It has that same kind of thing. So that's kind of DAW integration there. But if we go into let's go into this. I've got the Orchestral Tools Parallel Orchestra, which is one of the freebies that you get with the software. You get a really nice bundle, some nice GeForce stuff as well. We've got the Axe, which is the Odyssey emulation, the SEM as well, and also the OBEZ, I think it is, which is the Poly SEM polysynth. But on the parallel orchestra, it's some really nice orchestral sounds, and hopefully, yeah, we've got the string sounds. I really like these strings in the parallel orchestra, especially for this mode, because this is a new feature on the hardware. This is Chord Map. Now, on the other launch keys, we've had different chord modes. So, for example, a fixed chord. So fixed chord is single finger stuff. We've also got user chords as well, so I can kind of create my own bank of user chords. So I can just hold down a pad. So you've got, those
nice.
user chords there. But we had those on the Mark III, but this is where I think it gets really interesting. We've got a chord map on here. Now, we've got 8 pads here, and these 8 pads are basically, let's get it set up. I'm going to go to scale of C minor. There we go, go to C minor. And basically now...
So it snaps it, keeps it to the scale.
Well, these are curated, it's a bank of chords that have been curated. And then we've got different adventure levels. So if I move, let's go back to Chord Map here, move the adventure level to, I don't know, adventure level 4.
Adventure level 4.
Absolutely.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. And maybe we want to explore around in adventure level 4. So we've got exploration levels, and we can go up to exploration 8. So we can go from quite basic, kind of standard sort of chords, but through to, really big.
Nice.
And then we've got a wideness here, which basically changes the kind of the spread, if you like, of the chord. So if we go to the widest.
Oh, they're nice.
And it really works with these sounds.
Can you automate that? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
The width.
Automate the width.
You can, because that's on a CC value. So if you want to send in a CC value to that width control from your DAW or from wherever it is you want to go, yes, you can automate that.
Nice.
But also, I'm going to change the sound now to, to the spiccato strings. I am terrible with trackpads here, but anyway, let's go to the spiccato strings. Get rid of this one. Yeah, sorry about this. This is, I shall remove you, and I shall make sure that you're on MIDI channel 1. There we go. Okay, so we've got the spiccato strings now, because we've got a roll function here. And again, you can automate this. You've got up to 100 milliseconds spread of the chord. Yeah, turn that up a little bit. And then we can back that off back to 0.
Nice.
So these are just really nice kind of creative functionalities that are on there. We've got these little modifiers at the end here, and this is where I really like it with the spiccato strings. So here we can kind of use, if I hold this down, it will now arpeggiate through the chord.
They're neat. Nice compositional tools.
Yeah. And then here we've got inversions, and I guess this is, again, another really nice one. But
Oh, so just it cycles through inversions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
And then we can do like a hand split. So I think this is bass note followed by chord. Oh, and you hear we've got the roll still on there as well. Take that off. And then I think this is just kind of a left hand, right hand vamp sort of style. And the really nice thing is, so we've got 5 adventure levels, lock it in, exploration 8, so that's 40 different sets of 8 chords.
Nice.
And that's per key as well. And so we've got all sorts of keys, again in the scale mode, we've got minor, Dorian, Mixolydian, all the usual suspects, but then we go past whole tone and then into blues, pentatonics, harmonic minors, Dorian, Phrygian dominant, melodic minor, I think there's 30 odd scales in here. And each one of those has, quite interesting banks of chords set around it.
Oh, brilliant.
And the other really nice thing is as well, I'm going to shout out to Lola, who's done the work on these. She's basically put all these packs together. They're not AI generated or anything like that. It's not just a case of us saying, oh, give us a load of nice chords that work in this key. Lola's sat there and kind of curated them all, sort of done the voicing on them and all that sort of stuff.
Brilliant.
And they sound really nice. So yeah, so that's the Launchkey really. I mean,
Do you have any prices on it on these guys? Do you know what
right, so that's a really good question. I come to trade shows, and I get my head into product mode, and I always forget about the prices. What I would say is just go and check out the prices at your local dealer.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
probably
great
the
get out of jail. That, yeah, excellently done.
Yeah.
Nicely swerved.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the Launchkey. There's loads of great stuff. I mean, of course, we didn't really explore the kind of the way that the encoders are locked in as well. You know, for example, here's the SEM device. Now at the minute, this is a third party, so if I just configure this and just add some parameters in, so I'm just clicking on them here, and I want to get beyond 8. Yeah, that's right. I'll just keep randomly clicking. So I've configured that now in Ableton. Of course, all the Ableton Live, natively hosted plugins, you don't really need to configure in this way. But I've just done this here for the SEM. And now if I go to Shift and then into plugin control, now, of course, I've got controls, and you can just about see. In fact, yeah, you're getting screen readout here, of course. It's telling you what I'm controlling, so hopefully that says cut off. Yeah.
Is that using MIDI 2.0 by any chance?
No, it's not. No, this is still 1.0. Is it? Yeah, it'd be 1.0, wouldn't it? It's not 1 point something else. It's 1.0.
Not the
yeah, it's
parameter
still,
query thing.
Yeah, it's still the original MIDI, but basically we've got that two-way communication there, and of course, with this. I've got 8 encoders, but I've actually got 12 things mapped in here, so I can just bank down, and I've got as many controls as I want to add to it. And again, I could just load in one of the, the stock Ableton plugins, and all of that stuff is done for you, of course. There, yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff. Again, you've got Novation Components as well, and Components lets you repurpose and reprogram any of these.
Yeah.
Including, I'll just very quickly show you this one. In fact, if I just open up the presets on this particular unit, on my pad custom mode here, I've set up a load of keystrokes. You can set keystrokes up to this. So I've got up and down arrows here, and if you see here, I'm just able to use this as a little preset.
That's really handy.
well.
I'll tell you, as a reviewer, the worst part of doing like patch flip videos is I can't actually flip patches without using a mouse in most instances.
And it's
or
so
mapping a whole
isn't it?
load of stuff to a MIDI bank or whatever. Yeah.
But literally all I've done here is just I've taken the cursor keys off the computer keyboard
and mapped them to
and
those.
just mapped them here.
Nice.
And I've got a little enter button here as well. I've got the tab button as well, which lets me go between the arrangement here. This is just something I've kind of mapped in.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, nice touch.
And things like, create track and stuff like that. So it just really, again, it just automates all that nice sort of experience for you.
Brilliant.
So, yeah. So that's the Launchkey. I mean, there's quite a big step up in terms of what this thing is capable of doing now. And it's available. It's out there in the stores and has been for a couple of weeks. So, yeah, that's that.
Thanks very much.
My pleasure.